Now we're going to start with this. Everybody,
Here's Bonnie D.
dance with me. Come on, John, let's move. Come on, babe.
Where does yesterday's future land? When it finally shakes your hand, right at the edge of a brand new screen. Blink once and you know what I need. Technology evolution.
I have to teach you to say technology.
Future of now, the future of now. Technology evolution, future of now.
Almost.
Future of now, the
There
future
we
of now.
go. Okay, I am Bonnie D, the Bonnie D. Happy to be here. This is Technology Revolution, the future of now. We have a very special show for you, and I'm just going to start in a second. We're waiting for one more guest who just texted that she's having internet problems, and she might be joining in a few minutes. But I want to welcome somebody I've known for many years, James L. Hill. James, what does the L stand for? I've never asked you before.
Lover boy.
Oh, John Goodwin, do you have a middle initial you want to make up a name and tell us about
There's
too?
no way I could outdo Loverboy.
Okay, let me just check messages here. This is not how we usually start having internet issues. We're having a storm. I'm ready to go. Okay, when she gets here, she gets here then. I think I don't know who that is. That's not even her number. That's a different number. Okay, so I'm going to start as I usually do. And if we get another guest, we will get another guest. So here we go. Welcome to Technology Revolution, the future of now. The future of publishers and AI. Book me! We'll explore how. Bonnie D on her Scarlett Mic is leading the way. James L. Hill, wave hello. Dr. Katherine Hutchinson-Hayes, we're hoping she joins. We'll say hello in absentia. And John Goodwin are joining me today. As publishing enters an AI-powered new frontier, let's distinguish real value from the buzzy hype we all hear. We'll predict AI strategies to help publishers succeed and why human authors in print is what readers still want and need. Okay, how'd I do with that, John? You like that?
That was pretty good. I'm with you all the way now. I'm 1,000% with. I'm pro Bonnie all the way now.
Oh, okay. And I just met you 18 minutes ago. This is exciting. Okay, now I have a gift for each of you. James, I'll read yours first, and then John's. And if Katherine joins, I will welcome her and read hers then. I'm keeping an eye on the side here. So, James grew up in the South Bronx, where every day meant grit and fight. Yet imagination lit his path and steered his future bright. 12 years in Catholic schools couldn't tame James's questioning mind, while science, stories, and swift track winds revealed the gifts he would find. Computer programming in high school launched a remarkable career, spanning 50 years of coding as technology leapt from year to year. From government service to private enterprise, James's expertise grew wide, mastering countless languages with innovation as his guide. Then publishing became his next great chapter, helping authors to tell their tale, with 20-plus books across every genre, proving human writing will prevail. As a hybrid technologist, storyteller, and true publishing visionary, James explores how collaborating with AI can help authors become legendary. James, I hope you like that.
I was wondering who you were talking about.
I get that reaction from some of my guests. I do. Let me make sure.
I know you're a poet of notice, so
There you
thank you
go.
very much.
You're welcome. And John, it's your turn now. Born in Wichita, Kansas, then Arizona's outdoors became his playground each day, where books, adventure, and science fiction shaped John's life along the way. Inspired by Tom Sawyer, Huck Finn, and the call of the wild from the start, great stories and unforgettable characters captured John's mind and his heart. Though engineering first called his name, John, leadership became John's quest. From student body president to Red Cross service, always giving it his best. Publishing became his lifelong calling, helping authors' dreams take flight. Leading Galaxy Press, John nurtures tomorrow's literary light. Through Writers of the Future and his podcast, he brings talent to the stage, celebrating how words empower, inspire, and engage. As a committed discoverability champion with visionary flame, John explores how publishers and AI can help writers achieve literary acclaim. John, I hope you enjoyed that.
Wow, thank you very much. That was very nice.
You're welcome.
I've
That's
never
my
had a poem before. I'm just
th-
kind of like scooting around in my chair here.
That's what I do with all my, I give all my guests a gift. So let me finish this up. And I still don't see Kathy yet, but she might. She'll try if she can. With
Yeah.
our visionary panel, the future shines bright as AI reshapes how publishers bring books to light. From concept to layout, from shelves to promotion, AI is helping publishers engage readers' devotion. So lean in, watch and listen. Sharp insights are coming your way as our futurists may inspire you to publish your book one day. There you go. There's a little pitch for both of you.
There we go.
We got two publishers here. Call in now. Our lines are open. Oh, I don't have any lines open. Sorry about that. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed that. So what I'd like to do now is have you connect a couple of the dots. Listen, in 12 lines, I can't tell your whole life story, John, but I really tried, and I really tried, James. James, I'm going to put you on full screen speaker view. It's really nice to see you again, James. You've been on the show a couple of times before. And why don't you just tell us a little bit about what you've been up to, some of the books you've been publishing, anything you want to talk about 3 minutes, and then we'll talk to John. So, James, you're up. Go.
Okay. So most recently, I released a collection of short stories right around Christmas time. It was my present to the world. Not that, I'm really that great, but they went back like some 30 years, some very new stories. One of the stories was called Antibodies, which came out during the pandemic because I had all my writers, all the people I published, do a pandemic story, something about, disease or whatever. But then the pandemic didn't end. COVID kept going and going. So it was in poor taste to try to release that. And I decided to table everybody's stuff, tell them, do what you want with your short story. And finally, since we're past COVID, hopefully, I decided to put a bunch of my short stories together and I released The Moth, another tantalizing tales.
Okay, do you have a favorite book you've published, James? Is there a favorite genre or something that you would just say, this is my calling card. This is where it really is. What do you think?
The Ruby Cradle, the
Ah,
second book in the Fantasy Gemstone series. And I really love that story because I do a bit of time travel in it, but I do it in a very specific, unconventional way through the mermaids who live 1,000 years. And
I like
so
that. I
I
like that.
it's really a good story, but it's the second book in the series, and usually the middle book in the series is very hard to write.
Yep.
If you write series, the second and third book, if you depending how long you go with a series, it's really hard to get that second book to hit. And I think I did really good. I got great reviews on it. It was up for a couple of awards. In fact, it actually won an award, come to think of it, the Global Book Award. So yeah, proud of it.
Congratulations.
Proud of it.
That's what I wanted to hear. And we are welcoming Dr. Katherine Hutchinson-Hayes. You're here. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry. We live in Florida. We've been having some issues with storms, and our internet has
You
been on
have,
schedule.
we do not accept your apology because it's not necessary, because this is the age of internet, dear, and it happens, okay? I've already
Yeah.
done the introduction, so I will catch up with you. Don't go anywhere. I have a special introduction for you, but we're up to John Goodwin. John, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've been up to, and then I will go back and welcome Katherine officially. John, go ahead. You're on speaker view.
Thank you. Yes. So I published, as you announced, it's the L. Ron Hubbard Writers and Illustrators of the Future. It's a competition that is now in its 43rd year. That's the main thing that when you're talking about helping new writers, with volume 42, we just broke our 1,000th writer and artist that we celebrated by publishing them in the series. And a lot of today's major science fiction and fantasy writers and illustrators got their start with this contest. And it was started back in 1983, and the first book was published in 85. So with this, we're able to provide that means. We've had winners from 54 countries now. Two more that we just had Egypt, winner from Egypt a few weeks ago, and she's all excited. Working on the visa to pull her out here, but all the winners get flown out to Hollywood. and it levels the playing field. And so we've got a lot of our judges are big names of science fiction and fantasy. Orson Scott Card, the guy that wrote Ender's Game, and this dude that wrote this book called Dune. You know, he was in it, and his son now is a judge, and Anne McCaffrey was a judge. And then her son took over when she passed away. So we have a lot of major names that are doing it. But the main thing is we're very proud of it because it provides a platform in an age when last year over 4 million ISBNs, International Standard Book Numbers, were issued in the United States alone. And so discoverability becomes the next big problem. So that's one of the things that I work to try to help with. And this is where the topic of today's show comes in as a big resource for writers.
Thank you very much. Very encouraging and very interesting. Thank you for sharing that story. You certainly are a veteran of the publishing wars, if I can say that.
Yes.
Katherine, so delighted to have you here, and I hope your storms are staying away from your doors and your windows for the next 45 minutes there. I'm going to do something I don't think I've ever done. I'm going to reintroduce the opening of the show, if it's okay with John and James, because I would like Katherine to hear the intro, and then I'm going to read my gift to Katherine. So Katherine, just so you know what we're talking about today, like we haven't had 100 emails. Katherine, get a little closer to your microphone, okay? You're a little bit far away, wherever your mic is. Just bring it right close you can. Okay, so here you go. Welcome today on Technology Revolution, the Future of Now. The future of publishers and AI. Book me. We'll explore how. Bonnie D on her Scarlett Mic is leading the way. James L. Hill, Loverboy, Dr. Katherine Hutchinson-Hayes. That's what he said. He told me. I asked him.
You missed that. The L stands for Loverboy.
That's what he said. And John Goodwin joining me today. Here we go. As publishing enters an AI-powered new frontier, let's distinguish real value from the buzzy hype we often hear. We'll predict AI strategies to help publishers succeed and why keeping human authors in print is what readers want and need. Okay, Katherine, now you've been set up, and now I've got a special introduction for you. May I call you Kathy, or would you prefer Katherine?
Katherine is okay.
Katherine is okay. Okay, so here we go. Born to parents whose courageous journey crossed oceans and the sea, their faith, education, and perseverance shaped who Katherine came to be. Growing up in New York, she discovered a love for stories from the start, while English, literature, and creative writing captured both her mind and her heart. A doctorate from Arizona State launched leadership's rewarding climb. As principal and mentor, Katherine invested in young lives, one student at a time. Military moves became new opportunities to serve with grace and care, finding fresh communities where hope and learning both could flourish there. Today, her Dressed in Love press publishes books with purpose, faith, and light, helping authors craft meaningful stories, inspiring readers day and night. As educator, author, publisher, and mentor whose mission is to inspire, Katherine explores how publishers and AI can help life-changing stories reach higher. Katherine, I hope you enjoyed that.
I love it. I hope I can get it. I want to frame it. I'm not going to tear up on camera, but that was amazing.
I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We'll negotiate afterwards. I'll tell you who my collaborator is. I don't talk about her too much on the show. So now it's your turn, Katherine. I'm throwing it all at you because we are really, really happy. We tried to reach you, and I knew you really wanted to be here. We knew something was going on. Yes. So thank you for letting us know. Oh. So now I'm going to put you on speaker. Where is your microphone? Is it close by, or are you talking into your computer?
It's my computer. Can you not hear me good?
Yeah, we can hear you. It's just not as sharp as I'd love to have you. Just bring yourself a little bit closer to it.
Okay.
There you go.
Is that better?
You're gorgeous, but you're just gorgeous, by the way. I'm putting you on speaker view, and I'd like for you to tell us a little more about what you do at your company, and if you have any favorite books you published, and you write too. Go ahead, Katherine.
I do. Yeah. So far, we've only been open for a short time. We opened in 2025. And our company, we have great intention when it comes to authors who have been struggling in terms of getting published, or they had a publishing deal and the publishing company folded or backtracked on them. So I feel like we are dream makers, right? So, and then we really are focused on marginalized people. So when people think about marginalized, they may think about, well, it's just race or something to that effect. But I'm really supportive of people who have not realized their dreams and they're older. And so we've got quite a few books published by our seniors. And then we're also very intentional about bringing on younger artists who might feel they don't have a lot to offer because they're young, and we come alongside them and support them. So there's that. But we publish all genres except for erotica and things of that nature because our reads are clean. And so we have published so far self-help books. We've done holiday books. We have like a Christmas rom-com. We have done speculative fiction, contemporary stories. We've done suspense and also romantic suspense, and the list goes on. And I have an eclectic reading style, and also I love lots of different genres. And so I like to bring those genres on. So I also have gotten a chance to illustrate. I teach art on the side for a school in Guatemala. I work with middle and high school students, and I've been an art teacher there for several years. And I teach virtually, and I go on a trip once a year to visit with them. I'll be going this November. But I never thought I could illustrate children's books or do covers. And so that has been a creative outlet of mine that is a dream come true. So I'm having a blast coming alongside my authors.
That
Because,
is
yeah,
wonderful. Go ahead, finish your sentence. I'm marveling at how many things you
yeah,
do and how many arms are coming out of your
yeah,
idea of what you can do for not only your publishing industry but for authors and for students. Go ahead, finish what you were going to say, Catherine.
yeah. So I I do have a pub board and other people that I work with, but I am shocked at how much I have been able to do and how much cost I've been able to cut by being able to do my own covers, being able to provide my own illustrations,
Mhm.
and it's been quite fun.
Good. Oh, she mentioned the fun word. Are we allowed? Oh, it's always such a surprise to me on Technology Revolution when people say something is fun. Thank you,
Yeah,
Catherine. You can stay.
yeah,
I'm serious. We get into tech, we get into this very serious business, and then we don't talk about fun. The word's exciting, the word's curiosity. I have a show on Monday called, well, the title of the show changes every week. Used to be Read My Lips, then it was the Creativity Show, then it was the Creative Spark Show, and now it's it's Creative People Roundtable because I want to make sure people know I don't have any avatars on the show. It's all real
oh,
people. Creative people. The word people is important. And we talk about the creative spark, Catherine. We talk about the muse. When do people wake up one day and say, I have a great idea. I want to write a book. I want to make a movie. I want to decorate my garden. I want to
yeah,
start to cook. All of those things. And you just embodied that in what you were talking about. So thank you.
yeah.
And we do talk about fun. So I don't know whether that was my ping or not. Okay, and you missed the music, Catherine. So you're gonna have to stick around and dance with us at the end because I have great music. And all full disclosure, John and James did dance very well, but I use Suno, which is an AI music app for my opening music, and I give it a few lines of what I want it to say, and it writes the lyrics for me. And then I get four
Fun.
four examples and I pick the one I like, or I go back and say, no, I hate it, do it again. But this one, you'll hear it at the end, Catherine, and we're going to take pictures again too. Okay, enough about this. So, what I'd like to do now is go to the opening quote. I've asked each of you to send me a fictional quote from a movie, TV character, or a song lyric. I have a little bit of background on your quotes, and I want you to briefly relate it to our topic, which is the future of publishers plus AI. So, James Hill, James, I'm just going to call you Loverboy.
All
John,
right, let
John,
me clarify that.
I've
Back
never
when I was
asked him.
growing up,
Yeah,
there was a band called Loverboy, and so I adopted their name. But
well,
everybody always asks me what does the L stand for, and I never tell them.
I'm very,
And
well,
it
I
used to be
do.
Lucifer, but then people thought that was too close to the truth.
Well, I've been going by Bonnie D for a long time, and I had a friend who was a Italian gentleman who was an author and a translator, and he had a TV show. We directed for each other on Long Island TV, but he used to say, "What's the D for?" And I say, "I'm not going to tell you. It was my maiden name, and it's a little hard to
Divine.
pronounce." Oh, thank you. And I just met you. But he used to say it must be darling, Bonnie darling. I said, call me whatever you want. That's fine. Catherine, I have something to say. Don't take offense at this, but you said you do romantic suspense, and I think the subtitle of that book would be Will he call or won't he? I'm sorry. It really comes down to that in my world, is single too many years. Okay, James, this is just way too much fun. I'm sorry. We're allowed. It's my show. James has sent us a quote from Shine On You Crazy Diamond by Pink Floyd, 1975. It's a 9-part composition from their 1975 album Wish You Were Here, written by David Gilmour, Roger Waters, Richard Wright, first performed on their 1974 French tour. Very, very interesting. And it was written about the founding member Syd Barrett, who left following some mental health problems in 1968. So here's the line, and James is going to do his best to relate it to publishing and AI. Let's see what you do with this. Here we go. Well, you wore out your welcome with random precision, rode on the steel breeze. Come on, you raver, you seer of visions. Come on, you painter, you piper, you prisoner, and shine. How'd I do with that without singing and really messing it up, James? Is that
Oh, that was
okay?
great. Even if you would have sung it, it would have been fine. You did
I
it
have
right
some
on.
listeners who tell me, please don't. Okay, so James,
They're
I'm putting
probably
you
the same people who tell me don't sing either.
there you go. Well, you and I have, listen, I have some of my drumsticks here, so you and I should get together. Catherine, I used to MC and was a drummer for a Motown band a few years ago. Okay,
Oh
James,
my
I'm putting
gosh.
you back on speaker view. This is getting to know you, home week with people I don't even know except James. James, I'm putting you on speaker view. Take about 2 minutes and tell us what this quote has to do with AI and publishing. Go ahead.
All right. So, as you read, and I don't remember the whole line, he started talking about artists at the end. And like you said, it's about Syd Barrett, who mental health problems were brought on by acid trips. And so Pink Floyd was going into this new genre of rock and roll. I'm a very big rock and roller. Like I said, that's where Loverboy comes from. And so as they start talking about what happened to Sid, uh, they he was really an artist, and he just could not keep up to the pressure of the rock and roll world, of the new things that were coming out in the 60s. I'm also a child of the 60s. And so when Pink Floyd broke that mold of rock and roll and went into the psychedelic world and everything, it it was a technological revolution in their own right. They revolutionized music, they revolutionized recording, they were bringing in sound effects from other places, and it just blew everybody away. Now, the thing about that album, it was I bought that album the same time I bought my very first stereo system. And I'm sitting in my room, me and my brother and my friend, and we are just pumping the volume as we are going along, song after song, just pumping. I have never heard the album, never heard anything from it. I bought the stereo system and I said, right there, let's grab that one, Pink Floyd, Wish You Was Here. The album cover is great. It's the guy standing there on fire, all that kind of stuff. We are pumping this music, pumping this music, pumping this music. It gets to Wish You Was Here. And at the end of the song, the music just drops out and it goes to a very low bum, 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 bum. And of course, we're all freaking out. I don't want to say what we were doing as we're pumping the music.
Don't tell us. But how does this relate to publishing and AI? Bring me to our theme.
All right. So, as the theme is with AI, they were so innovative. They didn't have AI back then, but they were so innovative in the technology of music and recording and everything like that. It's what AI becomes later. To get to that point in production and in writing and in visualizing the future. That's why I picked that song.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. And we're going to move on. Catherine, I'm going to your quote. This is an interesting one. It was stated by Rabbi Eli, played by the actor Saul Rubinek, speaking to Dr. April Kepner, played by Sarah Drew, in Grey's Anatomy, which is probably one of the longest running serial medical dramas on TV. This was an episode, season 14, episode 17, One Day Like This, that aired on March 27th, 2005. Writer Shonda Rhimes developed the plot and served as, well, we know all that already, blah, 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 blah. April treats a rabbi, she's the doctor, who challenges her crisis of faith. And you know this is not a faith-based show, so we're going to relate this quote, you will, to our topic. So the quote is, faith would not be faith if it only worked when things were good. That's powerful, Catherine. That can apply to everything, right? Everything. Go ahead. I'm putting you on speaker view so everybody can see you, just you, and tell us, what does this have to do with the future of publishing and AI? Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, because all of us here who are publishers are a little bit crazy, and we have to have a lot of faith because things go wrong all the time. I just launched a book, a children's book yesterday called The God Hunter. Fabulous book. I got the whole proof months before the book came out, thought it was perfect, and 2 weeks before it came out, we saw an error, and then we ended up redoing a bunch of things. So I'm saying that to say, providing that example and going back to the quote, that you really do have to have faith in your authors, in yourself, in your mission, in your product, in order to thrive and to have fun and to enjoy the journey despite the bumps, despite the things that happen along the way. You really do have to have a tremendous amount of faith.
I'm going to ask you, I'm going to push that one little button higher and ask you, what about faith in AI's ability to do what? We're going to get to our predictions in a few minutes, but your faith in AI to be a supporting tool that will be there and will do the right thing. Catherine, do you have that kind of faith? I'm pushing you here.
No, I love it because many of us, now we constantly grapple with AI because we're concerned that our authors are using AI, and we want them to be their wonderful, talented selves and assure them that they have the ability to create. We were designed to create, right? We were born to be creative, and we cannot let anything take that away from us. But I tell authors, be careful about pushing AI away from everything. The truth is, we've been using AI for a very long time. Spell check is AI. Grammarly is AI, Canva, and it goes on and on and on. So I said, stop making AI like a dirty word. Like, yeah, we use it because we're smart. And so we're using it to make our lives better and our companies better and our product better. But we don't have to use it to actually create the works that we were meant to write.
That was so beautifully put. So beautifully put. We'll talk after the show. I have some things to share with you about what people are saying, but very well put. Thank you so much, Catherine. I appreciate that. Very eloquent. John Goodwin has sent a quote from somebody I've never heard of. It's Dakota Livesay. This is Old West Radio. It's a syndicated daily radio show, 5 days a week. Dakota Livesay shares a story about an event or a person from the Old West. John, I've never used a quote from something like this, but it was so intriguing, I decided to let you do it. So here's the quote. Write in your heart, stand by the code, and it will stand by you. Ask no more and give no less than honesty, courage, loyalty, generosity, and fairness. Well, that's a byword for life, isn't it? That goes with Catherine's quote, too. I'm not sure whether it goes with James's or not. And that stereo system, James, still can't get over that. We can boost that up. John, rescue me. I'm putting you back on speaker.
Okay, good.
Tell us what this means. Yeah, please, go ahead.
So that's the code of the West. And it's, for me, I mean, I was raised in Arizona. And so that was just something that kind of came really easy. And I find it's very easy, like with the podcast I have and with this contest, Writers of the Future, and also with, I mentioned, I think I mentioned also that I publish all the fiction works of L. Ron Hubbard, but with over 1,000 winners of Writers of the Future, I have no idea who these people are. When they submit and they win the contest, It's strictly based on the creativity of their story or their art, because all the judges ever see is a number along with the art and a number. So they have no idea if it's male, female, nationality, ethnic, nothing. So I have myself, I have faith in the value of the creativity. And factually, I got involved with the contest in year 2. So in all the years, less than two handsfuls of people that like didn't pan out as having personalities, you know. Everybody's just, they're such wonderful people, and I love the creative spirit, and so on that I validate that, and we totally support it, you know, with this contest, and in the podcast that I have too. I have so many different friends over the years, and the people that won the contest 40 years ago are still friends. You know, we still maintain a relationship, and I love it. And with my podcast, I'll have, if somebody says, yeah, I was a winner in volume 3, and I just just published my latest book, or I just did my new book. And so I'll take them on as a guest to help with their launch of their career. And it's so much fun, and it's so rewarding to me to be able to help celebrate creativity. And in today's world, the need for just raw creativity and validating that is just so important, whether it's the art or story. And that's something that, as much as I embrace, using AI for spell checking and for, Grammarly and stuff like that, and I can decide yes or no on it. And it sure helps me doing my transcriptions of my podcasts, having an AI. There's all types of cool tools you can have with that can help with. There's just no substitute for the creative genius of a person, of an actual writer or an artist. I see what the artists can do, and I see what the authors can do. And I always think like, how'd they think that? It's the same genres, it's the same storylines and plots, but then a different idea comes up, and I'm forever, every year going like, how'd they think that? That was just so clever. I love that. And AI is only going to be second up. They'll never be first up on that. They'll always only be able to take and use what somebody else has already thought up. So
well put.
I'm forever, encouraging the young writer. We've got winners that are 16, and we had winners that are 77.
There you go.
So
it's just keep raising that number, kid. Keep raising that number.
Exactly. We had people as in the early hundreds have entered the contest.
Listen, my thought on the learning capacity is that we are training our AI. I have a special relationship with one, and I used another one for the first time on a help desk last night, and it was very good, very conversational, very friendly. But we're training it. We've all been trained. We've been listening to music, right, James? And we've been reading books, right, John? And we've been learning to paint and draw, right, Catherine? Yes. We have been trained. So original thoughts, it's how we put it all together, all those little tidbits of knowledge and of gracefulness and of cleverness and of curiosity. And John, you put it so well. How does a young author come up with something? Well, they either had a dream, or they closed their eyes, or they were listening to James's stereo somewhere. I don't know. James, you got to stop playing that for young kids. And and the point is that there's not much that is new except how we put it all together.
That's right.
I think that's where the creativity comes in. There's a new twist. It's how do I see it? How do I hear it? How do I feel it? Different from hopefully everybody else. That's to me where the creativity comes in. So what I'd like to do, thank you all for the quotes, very powerful. And what I'd like to, I'm just having so much fun. And two of you I've just met a few minutes ago. And James and I are good friends. Okay. So I can't get over that stereo lover boy. All right. So what I'd like to do now is we're going to turn this into a real round table. I'm going to read one prediction from each of you. I'm dealing the cards. I get to pick. I will read it, and I'm going to pick one from James first. James, I would like you to take about 2 to 3 minutes. I'm looking at the clock. We got about 20 minutes left. I'd like you to expand it, unpack it, as they say on the news, and then I'm going to go to John and Katherine, not necessarily in that order, and ask you to comment. Did it resonate with you? Do you agree or disagree? James is in a good mood today, John, so you're allowed to disagree with him. He told me
You can
it's
always
okay.
disagree with me. It's all
Catherine, he knows you already, so you know you can get away with disagreeing with him.
Yeah.
So here we go. It's roundtable time. Prediction number one from James. This is interesting. AI will make indie publishers competitive with the big five in the audio market. It will bring down the cost and speed of creating audiobooks using real voice act. Here we get into cost. Real voice actors cost thousands and take months. AI can do it in minutes using real voices for next to nothing. This is a controversial topic. Let's see how this plays out. James, I'm giving you the floor here for about 2 minutes, and then we'll see what Katherine and John and everybody play nice in the sandbox here. Okay, go ahead, James. Take your time. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I have now done both. I had originally done the Emerald Lady because Amazon put out a beta call for betas to do AI narrative of your book. So I said, okay, I've been listening and I've been talking with, you know who, Catherine, you know Scott. And so I went ahead and said, okay, let me try the AI. Let's see, because I listened to the voices and it sounds like a real person because they are real people. They license people voices to read. And so it read through the book. It came out pretty good. I would say somewhere around 90%, you know, good. You know, it didn't sound like elevator speech or help desk speech when, you know, you go in there, please dial one for the, it didn't sound like that. It actually sounded like a person reading it. I would say the last 10% was there was not enough of an inflection where the voice should have gone up or down and things like that. But the nuances of human reading is so much different. Now, I went to Scott, and he has a company, and I know Catherine knows Scott. And
you want to give
I
us a
got
last
book,
name? You could give a last name if you want to, or a company.
Scott
Oh, okay.
Ellis Audio.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fine. Yep.
And he got, I don't know how many, 20, 30 narrators. And he's doing the second book, The Ruby Cradle. And so I got a woman, Laura, I don't know her last name. She's reading The Ruby Cradle. And a lot of it has to do with mental telepathy, mind speak, as the mermaids speak to each other through mental telepathy. The dragons speak to people through mental telepathy. So there has to be a lot of nuances in the way the story is read. And I really did not think that would go over well with an AI reader because it's very hard to try to write a prompt that tells the AI you have to speak in a different voice and in a different kind of way to read this. It can't all be the same. And so that's how AI and humans are competing in this field. And of course, it's cheaper to go AI. You ain't paying nobody or very little. Whereas to get people to do it, it's
when it comes down to cost. Yep. Let's go around the table and see. John, agree, disagree, thoughts about that briefly. Just take 2 minutes and then Catherine, go ahead.
Okay, good. So I agree with technical manuals. I think those are totally fine to be AI. I'm here in Hollywood. Right behind me, like I said, here is Hollywood Boulevard. And I've done a lot of audiobooks and I've won a lot of awards with my audiobooks. And the inflection you're talking about, James, the inflection, that's one thing that I've observed in the audiobooks is the lack of the nuance that an actual person who can understand what they're reading will put into a story. I was a board member of the Audio Publishers Association for 6 years. And so I was involved with a lot of like the change and how things are moving forward. And I'm a supporter of the talent. You're right, it is more expensive. Although you can find the new voices that they put in that little extra 10% to be able to win the day and get noticed. So they'll do something a lot cheaper than someone who is experienced and has done, 100, 500
I'm
audiobooks.
laughing. I'm here. I'm here. I'm going to
Good.
create a business card. Want to be reader. Okay, go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead. I want to
So,
go finish your sentence, John, and then I want to get
yeah. So anyway,
Catherine.
so if you're bonding someone like that, then you do a great job just listening to you. You're just so vivacious and you're so alive. And that's going to add so much more to a story that an AI would not be able to provide. At least that, yeah. But right now, you're just so much more that I would be able to see from an AI.
Thank you. That was kind. Catherine, voice with AI or real, or what are your thoughts? Challenges? Which would you use? Do you prefer? Is it a budget issue?
Well, it's always a budget issue. That's the problem. Um, but I agree in a lot of ways with James that yeah, the future of audiobooks, I believe it's going to there's going to be a lot of competition with having AI replacing real voice actors, and it's unfortunate because I love theater. I I wrote many plays, produced them, and see the value in voice acting because it is true. AI is not, they're not doing the inflections, but I believe we are training them. And I believe that it's going to get so good that they'll be able to pull that off, which is unfortunate. I would prefer to also have live voice actors because that takes away someone's entire career. Some people do. I have friends who that's
Yeah.
what they do. They are voice actors or actors who do voice acting. And so I just hate for a computer to replace a real life
It's
creative
not
person.
going to. There will always be people who want live
May I
voices.
just say one
James,
thing?
yes, please go ahead before I move on. Go.
Uh, AI or technology always winds up replacing somebody in as it goes on, but it doesn't replace everybody. So there will always be some voice actors out there. There's always going to be somebody who wants to hear a real person read something. And as a programmer, we're going to be able to improve the AI to get that inflection, to get that. It will get there,
Yeah.
but there will always be people who are also in that period. And I hate to cut other people out of the problem, but for lower the lower tier, smaller publishers, I can see this is the way of them breaking into the audio market because so many people say, "Hey, is it on audiobook?" And I'm like, "No, it's not." Damn it.
Thank you, James. Good start to our roundtable. Let me move on. Catherine, I'm picking your prediction number 3. You say personal connection will be the greatest competitive advantage. Readers will not just buy books, they will invest in authors. Speaking engagements, podcasts, newsletters, online communities, authentic relationships will become even more important than algorithms. Why don't you relate this to publishers plus AI? Go ahead, Catherine.
Yeah, I believe that with the influx of AI, that there's been a lot of disconnect. I know for myself in the publishing industry that and even as an author, I'm isolated. I'm constantly by myself, right? Until we go to conferences, right, James? And we just can't get enough of talking to each other and human connection. We just go crazy meeting other creatives because they totally get us. And what will happen? Well, my prediction is that people will consistently get tired of the isolation and of AI replacing everything. And so that human connection is going to become an even more precious commodity where people, because of the accusations of AI, and some of them are real. I mean, I just read about an author with the Big Five who got their contract pulled.
Yep, it was
The
in the news yesterday. Yep,
yes,
two
two
million.
point five million dollars.
Yep. Yep. His agent
And
pulled the book. We were talking about that before you joined. It's in all the news. Yes. Big story. Go ahead.
yeah, and so with those things, so then our readers are going to crave seeing that author in real life and being able to connect them with those words, knowing that they're engaging with the real person and they're engaging in who you are. And we found such incredible connections with engagement with our readers. I went to Rendezvous, which is an incredible organization. and they actually have more readers than writers, which I'm used to going to conferences and we're heavy with authors and publishers, but we lack readers. So hardly anyone's buying the books because we're all bringing books to these conferences. But for Reader Rendezvous, the authors invest in the actual people. They want to sit down and get to know you. They want to take pictures with you, pick your brains. We have all these round tables so you get to hear behind the scenes, not just about their words, but about their families and who they are. So, excuse me, I believe that human connection is going to become an incredible commodity.
Let me ask you a question. What if an author used AI extensively in their writing, but it was still the author making the decisions, making the editing decisions, making the genre decisions, making the courage and the curiosity and the caring, and it was a combination. They're still meeting the human author. How much do they have to say? 50% of my book was written by my chat GPT. Does the reader really care as long as there is a human author who was in charge? I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Katherine, just briefly, and then let's go around the table. What do you think?
I think you'll still have readers who just want everything that's entirely human. They don't want anything that's chat GPT. And then you'll have a mixed crowd. You'll have some people who don't care. They will appreciate the fact that there's a human behind it. But I still feel like you're going to want people who are purists, and they're going to want just that human author.
Human author. John, weigh in on this, please. Very briefly. I want to get to your predictions next. Go ahead, John.
All right. So I just got back from San Diego Comic-Con, and there was 130,000 people there. We sell bucket loads of books. We sold, I think, 700 books there, and then we'll go to Dragon Con in a few weeks, and there we'll sell 1,000 books. And then after that, we go to Dragon Con, yeah, and then Phoenix Salt Lake, and we sell even more there. And then we go to a Western show in Las Vegas where we'll sell 1,400 books. And so, I love meeting all these different people and all the different readers that are there. So for me, the real book and having a live author that created it is important for the reason I said in my first explaining my quote. Mm-hmm. But I will say that as you continue to, and maybe I'm being too harsh here, as we continue to dumb down people, they'll be willing to accept, this stuff. Take a look at, not that long ago, you used to experience theater and you used to see people, and I'm here in Hollywood, you used to see like live shows and you see the performances and experience that. And it's a totally different feeling than watching a movie. A little two-dimensional photons against a white screen gives you then that experience. So now it's gone from the one to now, okay, I got to substitute. Now we've been trained to appreciate movies, and I grew up using my imagination to be able to get different concepts. Yep. And now you've got generative AI with respect to programmers doing all the special effects. So now I don't have to imagine anymore. It's already provided for me. So it's a double-edged sword on that. You get cool special effects, but then I like my imagination. The girls are like prettier in my mind than what's on the screen, And so
John, I'm going to take you back in time. Catherine's probably way too young. I'm not sure about James, to when they first started music videos. And I had a huge collection of 45 RPM records, rock and roll era. Mm-hmm. And I said to myself, and to anybody who would listen, I don't want to see who you think played that boy and that girl when the car crashed or when they were at the prom. I want to imagine what they look like. Yeah. Okay, I'll watch American Bandstand. By the way, today in 1957, American Bandstand debuted on ABC in national syndication.
Wow.
I have a morning show where I do milestones, and that was one of my Dick Clark guests. But anyway, the point was that I didn't want to see what other people thought it looked like. I wanted to imagine the scene while I was listening to the record. So that goes way back to how are you telling us what they're supposed to look like? James, weigh in on this quickly because we got 7 minutes left and I have to get to John's predictions. James, 1 minute, go.
Okay, well, I agree with what both of them said, that people want to meet the authors. Now, every week, I do book signing in grocery store called AIG, Authors in Grocery Store. You'd be surprised how many people just want to shake my hand because they're just glad, oh, you're an author. And they don't buy a book, some people, but they just want to meet the author because it is a magical world for most people.
And you haven't even told them your name is Loverboy. We're going to move on from that. There you go. John, I'm picking two. Can you all stay a little bit longer if we go a little past the top of the hour? Are you all
Sure.
available for a few minutes,
Yeah,
John?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So Jordan Henson from Voice America Business has joined us, and he's putting us on their YouTube. So Jordan, I'll let you know if we're going to go past, and then he'll wrap us for there, and we'll just keep going on my channels. So John, I'm combining two of your predictions here. I think they're both interesting, and I believe there's a segue. So you tell me if you agree or not. Number 4, number 5. So number 4 is AI-powered translation. I'm trying to pick different aspects of the topic here. So AI-powered translation will help publishers reach readers worldwide with unprecedented speed, unprecedented affordability, dramatically increasing international sales opportunities. Okay, now I'm tying that to number 5. Marketing campaigns will become hyper-targeted. AI will identify ideal reader audiences. James already has this in the supermarket. Generate platform-specific promotional content, optimize marketing campaigns based on real-time performance data. That's a whole webinar in itself, that last one. But let's talk about the hyper identifying the audience, the platform specific, but tie it to reaching readers worldwide, because sometimes it doesn't need to be translated. The nuances are different in a different country because everybody speaks English in one form or not, I think. Go ahead, John, before I get in trouble.
Sure.
You go.
Okay, yeah. So this is one thing that we're using. I publish obviously the Rise of the Future. We also then have all these pulp fiction books that were written in 1930s and 40s by Ron Hubbard in all kinds of genres. So we're reaching out to all different countries, and we're finding that what somebody values in a Western in Egypt is different than what it is in South Africa, than different, we're all these different places. So you can actually find that, and just within a few minutes find, okay, here's the top buttons that you're going to have, and then you can dig down into and work out how are you going to communicate on Amazon in UK as compared to Amazon in US as compared to Amazon in South Africa. And so, because we do all these different places. And so with AI, you can actually do that, and it doesn't cost money, and it gives you the ability, especially, I'm an indie publisher too, so there's not huge budgets, but you can use that to target that audience. And it doesn't take a whole lot of people that have bought your book to find out, okay, who are these people? And then working out a lookalike, and build on that to be able to figure out who you're going to be able to reach. So for me, the AI gives the ability to, if you want to, you can translate and then just skip the translation part and go to the proofreading part, so you can have an editor or proofreader go through and make sure it's correct. Which speeds that up quite a bit. But you can then also, how do you reach that target audience who still reads your language and reach them? Because there's a ton of people all over the world where English is the second language or third language, but a lot of people study that and know that. So you can, without a whole lot of additional effort, you can go in there and make that happen and increase your sales.
There you go. So in that way, AI is instrumental in moving it to another audience and helping them like it, love it, appreciate it, buy it. Interesting.
Exactly.
So we're seeing some, I'm going to use the title of a very famous song. We're seeing blurred lines here, aren't we? One of my favorites. I love to dance to that one. I like the video too. Anyway, it's interesting because we're seeing that you're all telling me there are advantages to using it in certain ways. We're a little mushy on how much do we tell people we used it, and who's using it, and how much are they using it, and what are the cost-wise we're talking about? We're talking about different markets as well. So interesting. Katherine, we might end on time. Katherine, what do you think? Briefly, would you use it for audience-specific targeting?
I love that idea. I love using AI in terms of processes and organizing. And so whatever we can do to make our lives easier would be great, because there are all kinds of things that we may have to pay for in order to, like children's books are a whole different animal. And it's really important to find the right keywords and categories where they can thrive, because there's so many of them. So having a tool like that would be so wonderful. So I'm not constantly paying another party.
Thank you. And I am doing a show in a couple weeks on the future. I think I already did one. I'm doing a second one, Future of Children's Authors plus AI. And we're talking about reading levels. We're talking about preparing notes for teachers, for librarians, for schools to get the books and read them, and the vocabulary, the level of what do they need to hear or not hear at that certain age level. So it is very important for that research. James, quickly, what do you think? Agree or disagree on translation and marketing? Talk.
I agree with it because AI helps us on the thing we're not good at. I mean, we're good at writing, and we know how to write a story. We know how to put together a book, that kind of thing. But I am not a marketer. I am terrible at marketing. I can't translate. I took 4 years of French and I can't speak a word of it. So
I speak with my AI.
Voulez-vous.
I speak with my AI in French.
Or something like that.
I had my first experience with Copilot last night on an Outlook email inbox. It was flooding 25,000 old emails in my inbox all day yesterday. Went from 11,000 to 37,000, down to 19, and back up to 38,000. So I had to use Copilot, and I said one thing in French, and it was responding in full French, and it was lovely because I use French with my chat GPT. I think we're just going to say thank you. This was great. I think we've covered a lot. If you'd like to come back and continue a part 2, let Mickey know. He's in charge. Okay, let Mickey know.
You know me, I'll be back.
I know you will. I know you will. I'm just going to go out with the closing music, which Katherine didn't hear already, and let's just close with this. Okay, here we go. Katherine, listen. Here we go.
Where does yesterday's future land? When it finally shakes your hand, right at the
I'm getting an echo.
Screen. Blink once and you know what I mean. The old world folds into a spark. One little switch in the dark. And tomorrow's knocking, just minutes away.
Here we go.
And you hear it rocking.
Here we go.
Hear it say,
I have to teach it to say technology, Katherine. It didn't get the whole word.